during martial law. As detailed in the previous chapter, their primary objective will be to round up the Israelites, the main target of the elites. These military troops will pursue and hunt down Israelites who resist, oppose, and refuse the RFID microchip by invading their homes. Jeremiah 18:22, 2 Ezra 16:70-72. Detaining them and forcing them into concentration camps. As for how Esau will track and locate these individuals, Esau uses various instruments and devices to espy Jacob. Cell phones, hidden cameras, televisions, computers, and automobiles all have audio, video, and tracking chips hidden within them to secretly monitor and record the population. In lieu of this information, America exercises security and surveillance activity and efforts through something known as Homeland Security, and resemblance and similarity to Nazi Germany.
They use that 9/11 incident and that terrorism incident as a sort of a Trojan horse to take away your freedoms. The main thing is to take away your freedoms and to give you that chip, to mark you with that chip, which is the mark of the beast. Go ahead.
In lieu of this information, America exercises security and surveillance activity and efforts through something known as Homeland Security, in resemblance and similarity to Nazi Germany's fatherland security. The U.S. has even earned the title of Big Brother, being a regime that spies on its citizens, keeping them under close surveillance. Security etymologically derives from the Latin securitas, itself from the Latin securus, secure, from se, the Latin root of secret, and cura, care, cure, concern, heed. Security is ultimately defined as secret care, which is why scrutiny, surveillance, espionage, and vigilance are attributed to it. Any individuals mentioned on FEMA's red and blue list can be located by the mercenaries and martial law troops. Using Nazi Germany as an example, Ecclesiastes 1:9-10, we can obtain some insight as to what Edom has in store following the declaration of martial law. Nazi Germany practiced book burnings.
In order for them to declare martial law, there has to be an event. Well, even this guy, Aaron Russo, said that Nick Rockefeller, who he befriended, he said that there's going to be an event. That was before the 9/11. And through that event, they're going to occupy these Middle Eastern states, Afghanistan, Iraq, eventually Iran. All right? They have U.S. troops over there in Syria right now. It's on the major news. CNN, Fox News. So they're not hiding it now. But they had to use that event because Turkey claimed that the Syrian forces shot at them, so they retaliated. Now, Turkey is part of NATO, and if one NATO nation is attacked, it's like all of them were attacked. So they all got to come together to fight that one nation. But that was really meant for Russia, or the former USSR. All right?
What did you do?
So the United States military is a part of that NATO. So by their own law, the U.S. has to, take a part in that war side by side with Turkey and France and Germany and Canada and so forth and so on. So you see how this devil plays his game? But this game that he's playing, this thing that he's doing is going to backfire on him. See, he has this confidence and he has this pride because the Lord hasn't shown himself. So he thinks, and that's in Psalms 50 and 16, he thinks the Lord is actually with him. These U.S. military men and these military men from the European countries, the other NATO forces, they really believe they have chaplains and mainly chaplains, that tell them that God is with you, and they actually bless the troops to go out and kill babies and women. Yep. But that goes back to Nazi Germany, where they had the priests bless the Nazis. Because the priest said it was all right, it's all right. Go ahead and kill babies. Go ahead and rape women in the name of God. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 9. Excuse me. All this have I seen and applied mine heart unto every work that is done under the sun. There is a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt. And so I saw the wicked buried who had come and gone from the place of the holy, and they were forgotten in the city where they had so done. This is also vanity. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah, that's plain, man. That's plain. So we're going to read one more paragraph or a couple more lines of this, and then we're going to close out. All right, go ahead.
Nazi Germany practiced book burnings, which would be equivalent today to the shutdown of the internet. Seeing that the internet is a primary vehicle, source, and distribution of information, book burning was practiced by Esau in ancient Rome during the siege of Jerusalem and during ancient Greece. 1 Maccabees 1, 56 to 57. The main books sought to be burned were the Holy Scriptures. This will commence the famine of the word. Amos 8:11 to 12, 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 9 to 10. In addition to spiritual famine, there will be a physical famine, as the government will seize control of all resources such as food, water, gas, and electricity, with food, water, and clothing rations being allotted and distributed in the concentration camps, which they show you that in that movie Contagion. You know, when the military was handing out rations and then they ran out and the people started going crazy.
Okay. Yeah, read one couple more lines.
It says, the devil will initially use deception and persuasion to round up and beguile Israelites into receiving the mark, Revelation 13:16. In the same way the serpent beguiled Eve, Genesis 3:1 to 6. There are already advertisements, commercials, film, and celebrities promoting and endorsing the RFID microchip. Propaganda and psychological conditioning were also tactics used in Nazi Germany. The majority of our people will trust in the devil's system and his chip. Isaiah 30, verses 1 to 6, Hosea 4 and 6. Aside from deception, the final option and resort of the devil will be to use the sword. With anti-gun control legislation being pushed, it makes the agenda of the elites that much easier. Once the masses are mercilessly gunned down by the troops and the devil's wrath culminates in death, only then will Israel seek the Lord. Proverbs 1, 27 to 29, and Hosea 5 and 15.
Yeah. Now, the last chapter is entitled The Devil's Judgment. Because when all that happens, the time of Jacob's trouble, then it tells you in Daniel the 12th chapter, it tells you in Jeremiah the 30th chapter in the 7th verse, that how the Most High is going to come down and deliver us when all hell breaks loose. So we look forward to the masses being chipped. We look forward to the concentration camps. We look forward to the U.S. military and along with NATO entering into declaring war against Iran, so Russia can get involved and possibly China. So like I said, like I've been saying, all the pieces of the puzzle are being put together, and we're at the last couple of pieces. So with that, keep watching. We're going to say shalom.